If the 2024 to 2025 season somehow ended now, Barcelona's player of the season would be a guy reborn under Flick. He went from almost getting sold to becoming a captain of the team, and with the way he's playing, he's one of the most informed wingers in the world. But the real question is, how has Hansi Flick transformed Raphinha? Let's start with the most obvious one. During the last season, Xavi had me defending several times, and the truth is, I like being closer to the goal. I'm a player who really likes to score and assist, so I know that the closer the goal is, the more opportunities I have to score or pass. Hansi Flick's style of play is tailor-made for a guy like Raphinha. It's no secret how talented he is. When Barcelona went all the way to signing him in 2022, it was off the back of 11 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League for Leeds, including helping them escape relegation on the final day of the season.
Takes the little run up. Raphinha strikes the ball. Raphinha! Yeah! Raphinha has put Leeds United!
At Barcelona, it kind of tailed off under Xavi, but with Hansi Flick at the helm, he's been flying. Coming down to Flick's strategy, in the attacking phase of games, he likes his team pushing high up the field, but the difference is that Flick prefers to focus the attack down the central areas. 42% of Barcelona's attacking play this season has been down the middle, and with that, he's unlocked a new version of Raphinha. Raphinha now plays more centrally, and this means he's closer to the goal now. On the half-turn, his ability to move into pockets and find space makes him an asset to the team, but that's not the only thing Flick's doing with him. He's built a whole strategy around him. For us, Raphinha always starts the pressure. The dynamism he brings to the team is incredible. Hansi Flick talking about Raphinha here and how he's now the trigger point for the attack. Because of the high-intensity football Barcelona plays now, it means they want to control the possession and are always very eager to win the ball back. And when the opposition has the ball in their half and attempts to start the play from the back, the trigger point for Barcelona is Raphinha. Raphinha's energy this season has been on another level, and this has been critical to ensuring that Barcelona maintains high pressure on their opponents throughout the game. I didn't expect to see him press that much. He covers the entire pitch for 90 minutes. His form is very good. Raphinha's newfound energy goes down to the new fitness measures Hansi Flick has in place. This guy, Julia Toes, is a fitness coach working with the Barcelona senior team now, and together with the staff at the club, they've identified the lack of proper fitness levels Barcelona had last season and have now put in new measures to make sure the players at the club stay fit. On Raphinha's part, being fit and mobile equals being able to run and cover long distances. He's the first line of the press and the team, and that he's able to do it for the entire 90 minutes makes him an asset. Going back to the days under Xavi, now it's important to note something. This goal right here, the one he scored against PSG in the Champions League round of 16 last season, says a lot about the player. Under Xavi, as we mentioned earlier, Raphinha operated down the right wing. But the problem was that Xavi had a more rigid and strict tactical approach to matches. This often meant that players were confined to the roles they were supposed to play on the pitch, and in turn, well, it didn't work out for him. Raphinha's main competition down the right wing was Ousmane Dembele, and the truth is, in that position, Dembele was hands down better than Raphinha simply because he was better suited for it. Don't get me wrong, it's not as if Raphinha couldn't take on players like Dembele did, but a player with his qualities would always be better with the freedom to roam and express himself in a game than be confined to one role. When Dembele wasn't playing, this guy was, and that almost sealed Raphinha's fate. With Lamine Yamal on the scene, Barcelona had an exciting young talent in the position Raphinha was supposed to operate in. And even with Dembele's departure, he wasn't taking Yamal's spot. However, towards the end of the previous campaign, seems Xavi had a change of heart because he started playing Raphinha down the left and even mixed up the positions. And the flexibility in this allowed Raphinha to hit form towards the end of the season. It's under Hansi Flick now, and if there's one thing Flick really loves about him is that Raphinha is more than just a player. Mentally, he's a beast. There is a reason he's one of the players who've been given the armband at Barcelona this season. It's not because he's the oldest player on the team. There are guys like Robert Lewandowski who are older. It's also not because he's been at the club the longest. Players like Pedri and Gavi have been there for longer. So why, then? I'll tell you in a couple of seconds, but first, you see that subscribe button to the channel? The one you're staring at down there? Click on it so you never miss any of the latest action from Total Footy. The reason Raphinha has now become one of the captains of this Barcelona team is all down to his mindset. See, mentally, Raphinha is a warrior. He doesn't let the phase of the game or stuff outside distract him. No unnecessary drama, the guy just wants to play for Barcelona and help his team win. He'd even fight for his teammates when he has to. Mindset is taking him far, and it's the same with his manager too. Just like Raphinha, Hansi Flick is a guy who prefers to let his tactics do the talking. He's down to business and wants his team to play at the highest level and demands a lot from there. Crazy to think how we haven't talked about Raphinha's numbers yet this season. For a player who wasn't exactly defined by stats, he's been on a tear for Barcelona. The hat-trick against Real Valladolid is a highlight of an excellent season so far. His numbers are on the up. He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in La Liga this season. That's 10 goal contributions in 9 games. And to put this into perspective, he had 15 goal contributions in 28 league games from last season. Only 9 games in, and he's already gone more than half that. And the 5-0 over Young Boys, Raphinha had an equally impressive match as well. A goal and an assist. His tally so far this season stands at 6 goals and 6 assists in 11 appearances for Barcelona. His 0.6 goals per 90 put him in the 97th percentile for goals scored in the league. 0.48 assists per 90 has him in the 98th percentile in the league. His XG of 0.68 per 90 puts him in the 99th percentile, and a goal contribution of 1.08 per 90 puts him in the 99th percentile as well. All of this just screams out one thing. Raphinha has been one of the best performing players at Barcelona so far this season, and the truth is, due to the tactical positional change at the club, he's only going to get better. By playing as a number 10 now, or in that advanced position down the middle, Raphinha faces the goal a lot more. He's getting more shots in, has become more direct, and the link-up play with the rest of the team has been incredible. In the same vein, players like Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal have equally been as impressive for Barcelona this season. Together with Raphinha, they've been part of a very potent front three for Barcelona. It's crazy how life works. Just over a year ago, there was a talk of him getting sold at the club. When the rumors hit hard that Nico Williams was one of the main transfer targets for Barcelona in the previous summer window, Raphinha is the man everyone thought would leave to make space at the club, which, to be honest, isn't fair enough. Despite the struggles under Xavi, he was more than okay. He had 22 goal contributions in 50 games in his debut season, and in the next, despite having fewer appearances with 37, he still notched up 23 goal contributions. Raphinha is one of those guys who's unfortunately had to play the role of victim in the major transfer sagas at Barcelona, but in the new regime, he's one of the key players. La Liga Player of the Month for August, and rightly deserved, he was one of the best players in the league, and he's rightfully pushing Barcelona to a title charge at La Liga. While most of this is down to the player himself being ready to impress and prove that he deserves to play for a club like Barcelona, still can't go without saying just how much Flick has had an impact in Raphinha. There's less emphasis on strict positioning, it makes him a lot freer. It also makes him trust his teammates more and find creative solutions in difficult matches, because that's the type of player he is. Leeds United knew, and even the early seasons at Barcelona showed it. What Flick is doing with Raphinha is allowing him to become more expressive. For instance, if he decides to play down the middle, it'll be common to see Alejandro Balda take up that space down the wing, and if he does play down the wing, players like Dani Olmo or Pedri move into that central area. It's almost as if Hansi Flick prefers to let Raphinha be. Let him cook, and it's working. It's still early days in the season, but so far, Hansi Flick seems to have gotten the best out of a player who was at the fringes at Barcelona. He simply unlocked abilities in Raphinha the player always had, he lets him do his thing, and with that, he's made him become one of the best players in the league, and formed a lethal partnership with Lamine Yamal and Robert Lewandowski up top. Can't even lie, it's like defenders in the league are scared of him now, and rightly so. The guy plays like he's on another level. What do you think? Has Flick really gotten the best out of Raphinha, or is it down to something else? Let us know in the comments, and while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe as well.